Hello! So today I'm going to do a cliche list video, which I've never done before. I've found some really useful apps recently and I thought I would share them with you. The first one is called Time Hop and is a really cool concept. You log in with your social media, so your Facebook or Twitter or whatever, and it shows you what happened on this day, like a year ago or 2 years ago, or however many years you've had Facebook or Twitter. So mine goes back to about 5 years ago, and it's quite interesting. What I've found is that 4 years ago I posted loads of statuses on Facebook, like I was posting like 3 a day, and 3 years ago maybe just 1, and then as time's gone by I've just posted less and less statuses, which I'm not sure, maybe that says something about the way Facebook changed, I became more mistrustful of it or something, or maybe I just had a lot more to say when I was younger. So it's a bit like a time capsule app, I suppose. And yeah, quite a useful way to communicate with yourself from the past. Obviously you can't post a status to yourself from the past yet. Okay, so the second app is called The Decider, and it's basically an owl that decides things for you. As I mentioned in like last week's video, I'm really indecisive, so this app has been so useful for me because if I ever get into a situation where it's like, oh, you can either do this or you can do this, and my brain just for some reason doesn't decide when I'm in those situations, just says, well, I don't know. So I can basically just put them both into the app and it will decide for me. So you can click pick one and then you have option 1 or option 2, or you can pick up to like however many options you want and put them all in, and how like much of a proportion you want it to register. So like if you put the slider up higher, it will, have more chance of happening, and then it will decide for you. And I always find that because it's an owl, you don't like trust its authority, because like owls are really fucking cool. So you're not going to doubt it. If it tells you to do something, you're like, okay. The next app is called Duolingo, and this one I got as well after making my last week's video where I spoke about wanting to learn another language. It's a really easy way to learn new languages. It sort of treats it like a video game, so you get XP and you have like day streaks if you go on like one day after another. It puts it into like bite-sized chunks, and it's got like just really sort of basic style and graphics, and it makes it just really easy to pick up and play every day, and gradually you find yourself knowing the language. So yeah, it's a really useful app. And the final app is called Twilight, and don't worry, it's not about vampire fiction, although I'm sure there'll be apps for that if that's your thing. It's a bit like the Flux app on the PC, which, if you haven't heard of it, reduces the amount of blue light which gets emitted from your PC at night, because blue light suppresses melatonin, which is a protein in your brain which sort of regulates your circadian rhythms and helps you to get to sleep. If you have these apps activated, then when you use your phone at night, the screen will be sort of more of a red colour, which is better for your brain. So if you wake up in the middle of the night and check your phone, instead of being woken up by your phone, it'll sort of stay in the sort of you're asleep now time. I like that the solution to us having these backlit phones at night, instead of just to not use them at night, is to just find an app that makes the light different and then continue to use them. But yeah, so if you're the kind of person who stays up really late on like Tumblr or something, it's probably quite helpful for you. So those are 5 apps that I've found useful over the last few weeks. Let me know if you guys have any useful apps that you recommend, and yeah, give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. I'm going to go with that for the topic of this week's video, things that I think I need to improve, or ways that I'd like to improve myself. Maybe some of you will have the same sort of tendency.